Morning, Frank. Home gym. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. XR, hi to you. Well, I'm glad it's relaxing you, Frank. A little rusty on the bag, guys, but once we knock that rust off, we'll get a good rhythm going. So that's just it. I'm just going to do a couple of rounds on the bag, mix it up with some bicep curls, a couple of push-ups, and that's about it. We'll just get as many rounds in as we can. I'm glad Frankie's getting relaxed. I actually enjoy this hitting the bag. It's very cathartic. Sometimes I'll just come down and put the headphones on, put a little music on, and just go to town on it. It's great for your shoulders, great for your hand-eye coordination. You know, get your heart rate up a little bit. But yeah, it's just something that I started doing years ago, and I really enjoyed it. So kept it up off and on throughout the years. I have my little setup here now. This is a smaller bag. Basically, you might call this more like a peanut bag. I have this one here, which is a little larger and a little easier to hit. So the larger the bag, it's going to be, obviously you have a bigger target to hit, right? And it takes a little more force to hit the bigger bag. So you're going to feel it a little bit more in your shoulders when you do it. You know, so the smaller the bag, obviously, you hit that, it's going to be more responsive. So you got to be a little quicker with the smaller bag. So if you're learning to hit the bag, you want to start on a larger bag, obviously, because again, you have that bigger target. You know, again, it's going to take more force to keep it going, but it's much better to learn on the larger bag, I think, and work your way down a little bit. Morning, love. Yeah, me and Jake. So, guys, again, this, hitting the speed bag, it's something I've been doing for quite some time, and again, I enjoy doing it. It's cathartic. You can relax doing it. Definitely a good shoulder workout. You're definitely going to feel the burn in your shoulders. You got to keep your hands up. I was doing a video one time, and a guy in the comments said, "That's the way he phrased it was, that's the most stupidest exercise I've ever seen." So everybody has their opinion, and if you want to insult me, I have no problem with that, but just be grammatically correct. I think the correct way to say it was the stupidest exercise I've ever seen. I don't know if it's grammatically correct to say the most stupidest exercise. So if you want to troll me, you want to insult me, at least be semi-literate. I don't think that's asking too much. So guys, tomorrow's Quitter's Day, right? January 10th. Any of you guys that made your New Year's resolution, if you even started them yet, they call it the second Friday in January is Quitter's Day. And if they're not done by then, usually done by February 1st, 80% of the people. So I hope you guys, if you did make a resolution, I hope you're planning on carrying it out. And I hope you started it and you're making some progress. You're right, love. He was the stupidest, the most stupid. Yeah, Mayweather. I mean, any of these guys, these professionals, when you see them do it, it's I always thought it was real impressive just watching them do it. And before I learned how to do it, I couldn't fathom, like, you know, catching that rhythm and just the way they kept it going. Um, I remember Sonny Liston, like back in the early '60s. You guys that know him, like, he would just hit it, and he was like a machine, and he would just stand there for like a half hour, and wouldn't miss a beat, and he just keep going and keep going. So um, it's like, I can say, once you learn how to do it, obviously, you can say that about anything in life. Once you learn how to do it, it's not as hard as you think. But this really isn't. It actually took me an afternoon to be able to get a semi-regular rhythm with it. And when I say an afternoon, I stood there because I was stubborn. I really wanted to learn it. But you just start with the one hand, and once you get that, you just switch up your hand, and then you gradually, just go faster and faster with it. But it's like any skill; it takes a little bit of time to learn. But like I said, once you get it down, it's a good exercise, regardless of what the troll told me. I think it's a great exercise. And if nothing else, it's like when people go out for a walk, right? You just to clear your head, just to do some thinking. This is the type of thing that you would do, for that. But again, you are getting a benefit, a little bit of a cardio benefit out of it. I'm definitely feeling it in my shoulders when you hit that bag for any length of time. And even when it comes to a workout, you know, you just make it up as you go along. So we'll add this in. We'll do a couple of push-ups. We'll do a couple of bicep curls. There's no reason to overthink things, guys. Just do the basic stuff. If you didn't have the speed bag, we'll do a couple of jumping jacks, then some push-ups and a couple of bicep curls. It, you know, it's endless, the things you can come up with to do. So all of this, I know I harp a lot on the whole New Year's resolution thing. You should be making a resolution every single day. It should be a lifetime resolution, not waiting, not setting this date and putting it on your future self, thinking that, well, it's October, November, and the holidays are here, so I have to wait till January, because then myself in January is going to be so much more, ready to go, and it's not going to happen. It's a process with everything. You're not going to come out of the gate and exercise 7 days a week. You're not going to come out of the gate and cut out soda and booze and the bad food and the fast food. It's a process. You have to pick and choose your battles. You do a little bit at a time, but you have to be willing to commit to it. All of this bullshit, I'm going to go on a diet. When you say that, I'm going to go on a diet, and everybody has that number in their mind. I want to lose 15, 20, 30, 40, and most people need to lose way more than that. And they think that once they reach that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, then they can go back to living the way they were living, which is what got them to the point that they were at anyway. Right? So if nothing changes, nothing's going to change. So you have to be willing to commit to it, make it an everyday thing, an everyday resolution. Every day you wake up, you work on things, and you're always going to slip back. You're always going to mess up. It's never going to be just a linear path up. You're going to have the peaks and valleys, but the analogy I use, it's like the stock market. If you look at the stock market from, 100 years ago, it was way down here, and through the years it went up and down and up and down. But guess what? It keeps going up and up and up. And that's what happens with your fitness journey. With trying to take care of your health. You're always gonna go like this, but you want to just keep pushing and pushing. And if you do that and you consistently work on the good things and try and better yourself, try and eat better every day, try and incorporate more exercise, every decision that you make every single day, what goes in your mouth, what you do, your sleep habits, it when you make that decision, before you take that action, you want to think, how is this going to affect my health in the long run? Is this going to benefit my health, or is it going to be? And you know what the wrong stuff is. You know damn well we all know what the bad stuff is. But the bad stuff is the easy stuff, and the bad stuff, the easy stuff, usually makes us feel good in the short term. But I promise you, you're going to pay a price for it down the road. So if you just do it a little bit, every day, and just follow that stock market, you're going to trend up without a doubt. I think I lost my sound there for a minute, guys. This may cut out on me. No problem. So I appreciate you popping in. I appreciate you being here. I really do. Thanks. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Steve. Absolutely right. Guys, I think my mic died. I think I should be good now. Just let me know if you don't mind. If you guys can hear me, I'm off the mic now. You should be able to hear me, I hope. Yeah, I do. Solo, I do. I periodically will throw in a yoga routine. I stretch a lot. I do a lot of wrist stretching. Really everything, just, the down dog, like some of the basic yoga moves just to stretch. I stretch a lot with my rubber bands for my shoulders. I always advocate these bands, these rubber bands. I use them you could use them for pull-ups if you train in pull-ups. Right? I always say if you can't do pull-ups, you'll never do pull-ups if you don't do pull-ups. So you use these bands to assist yourself with doing your pull-ups in the beginning, but they're great for all types of stretching. You could exercise with them. You could do any exercise with them. I'm doing the dumbbell curls I'm doing curls with the dumbbells today, but I could certainly, if I wanted to, I could use the bands, overhead, any exercise that you can think of, you could really use the bands. But yeah, generally speaking, in my younger days, I never realized the importance of the flexibility and the mobility. I would just walk into a gym and just start exercising, maybe do a light set on the bench, and that was my warm up, but it's very important. At the very least, before you work out, you want to do some type of dynamic stretching, little huggers, shoulder, shoulder rolls, some jumping jacks, just to get the heart rate up, just to warm up. And then a lot of people will tell you, don't do static stretching before you work out. I do it. I don't believe it's hindered my progress at all. But whatever fits you, but definitely do something. You always want, and even like on an off day, if you don't have a workout planned, it never hurts just to get down and do some stretching. You want to be, like I always say, it's not about being the biggest guy on the block. Obviously you want to be strong, but you want to be flexible. You want to be mobile, and the term I always use is functionally fit. You just want to be able to do day-to-day stuff, walk up steps, carry your groceries, carry your kids, carry your grandkids, whatever you have to do day to day. So the mobility is extremely important, and being flexible. Solo, I guess you're talking how often to do the stretching and mobility stuff? All day, every day. I mean, every chance that you get. You can't do that enough. You know what I mean? You're not going to overtrain doing, stretching and doing any type of mobility work. The more you do, the better. Ryan, okay, you were low-key kind of fat. Okay. And okay, you lost it. That's good. Ryan, if you have your dumbbells, that's great. Even if you don't have your dumbbells, body weight exercises will give you a great workout, will give you a great physique. I just talked about flexibility and mobility. If you could do body weight exercises, again, I just mentioned the pull-ups. People say, well, I can't do a pull-up. Well, no, maybe not with your complete body weight, but if you use an assist, you're not going to go into a gym and get on a bench and bench 300 pounds. You're going to start with 100 pounds and work your way up. It's the same principle with that. you know, and when you use the bands, you're taking body weight off. It's going to assist you. So if you're a 200-pound guy, you know, with a pull-up, you're pulling up your whole body weight, right, except for your hands, which are on the bar. But if you use a band, now maybe you're only pulling up 100 pounds. You know, body weight exercises are perfectly fine. The dumbbells you can always work in. Anything you have access to, you could make use of. And if you have access to nothing other than your body and the floor and gravity, you can still build a great physique and be in great shape. But you got to be consistent. And just all you have to do is the fundamentals, the basics. Some push movement, right? When we push, we're going to work our chest, our triceps. Overhead pushing is going to be like a shoulder press, right? It's going to work your shoulders. Some type of pulling movement. It's going to be a pull-up, or it could be some type of body weight row, right? And a squat. Just a standard body weight squat, lunges, walking lunges, rear lunges, all variations. Just do everything. Well, how many should I do? As many as you can do. Set your clock for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Go round and round. I'm going to do 10 of each. Right? And then you're going to work your way up, and you're going to be able to do 12 in that time, 12 of each and 15 of each. You will progress if you're consistent. But all of this bullshit, you know, I'm out of shape, I'm overweight because I don't have a gym membership. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. You don't need anything. You have it. You have everything you need. If you're standing on a floor, and if you're not, go find one. No matter where you go right now, you're going to find some gravity, right? And resistance. When we talk about resistance training, all of these people that tell you, well, you can't build muscle with calisthenics, they're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking. I'm really tired of listening to it, to be honest with you. Resistance is resistance. Whether it comes from a piece of metal, or it comes from a rubber band, it comes from a bag of groceries, it's resistance, right? Or your body weight, it's resistance. And if you do it consistently and you do it long enough, you're going to get stronger, right? And you're going to get better at it. So just, you know, good on you for losing the weight. You didn't say how much you lost, but that doesn't matter. I mean, if you're down to a good weight now, keep that weight off. Whatever you did to get it off, you know what you did to put the weight on, right? So don't do it anymore. It's like going to the hey, doctor, this hurts. Well, don't do that anymore. You know, I got overweight doing this. Well, don't do it anymore. Whatever you did to get the weight off, you know, you want to learn. Hopefully, you've learned in your weight loss journey the right things to eat. You want to concentrate on whole foods. You don't want to put that weight back on. You want to maintain your weight and exercise as much as you can. You know, like I said to Solo earlier, as much flexibility. And doing the calisthenics, you're going to get much more mobile. You know, but you want to make sure that you're doing some stretching, you're doing some mobility work. But it's just the basics. It's just the basics, Ryan. You know, don't complicate it. Don't complicate it. Ryan, that's another question, and you'll go on. I promise you, when I sign off, you can go on YouTube, you can go on the internet, and you could say, type in, what's the best time to work out? And they're going to tell you, first thing in the morning, after you eat in the afternoon, right before bed, wake up in the middle of the night and work out, and you'll get better results. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to have an opinion. My answer is always going to be this, and it's never going to change. The best time to work out is when you can. Just do the work. Stop overthinking things. Just do the basics. What should I eat? Don't eat Twinkies. Don't eat cupcakes. Whole food. Things that don't come in a box or a bag and don't have an ingredient list. Meat, fish, eggs, yogurt. Basic stuff. Vegetables, fruit, bananas, apples, anything like that. Whole food. That's it. Stop. Everybody's got their own. I'm 61 years old, and I'm going to go on YouTube, and there's thousands of videos that say, when you're over 50, do this. When you're over 60, do this. This is Do this exercise over 50 to build your arms. Here's the exercise. A curl. There's no big secrets. Consistency is the thing that people don't have. Do the basics over and over and over, and you're going to get results. I promise you. Stop overthinking it. Stop believing all this bullshit. Stop, like everybody's looking for that magic potion. You know, everybody talks about it. It's so expensive to eat healthy. Yet they'll plunk down hundreds of dollars on some bullshit supplement that they think is going to make them, you know, ready for the Olympia stage in 3 weeks. Just eat right, exercise regularly. What time should I exercise? Whenever you can, whatever is sustainable. Don't rearrange your whole life for it. Wherever you could fit it in, but fit it in consistently, and you'll do fine. Don't overthink it. You held on to more muscle doing 2 bigger meals over. I don't know, Tyler. That's, you know, everybody reacts to food differently. You know, when you say 2 bigger meals, you know, were you tracking were you tracking your macros and your total calories? Did any of that change? Or are you telling me that you ate the exact same food, but all you did was eat it in 2 meals rather than 3 meals? I don't see how you're saying you held on to more muscle. You know, if you're telling me that you were eating 3 meals a day and you were losing weight, but then you went to 2 meals a day and you held on to your weight or you gained weight, well, that's not making sense. Because if you're dropping body weight, you're at a calorie deficit. And if you're maintaining, if you're holding on to your muscle, you're staying where you're at, you're eating at a calorie, at a maintenance level. Macros, the macro ratios, depending on your goals, have does the bulk of the work if you have those the ratios figured out. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not as simple as calories in, calories out, but it does come down to it. Obviously, if your body weight's going down, you're not taking in enough calories. And if your body weight's going up, you're taking in more than what your body's burning at the end of the day. So I can't answer that, you know, why, you know, you went from 3 meals to 2. Something had to change. If your body reacted differently, again, if you took the exact same food every single day and you just said, I'm going to break it up in half and eat twice rather than break it up in thirds, I don't see why that would change the equation. I don't have an answer for that. Hey, Luke, what's up, brother? How are you? All right, guys. Appreciate everybody that was here this morning. I'm going to have to cut it here. Anybody interested in one-on-one training, weight loss, fitness, all that good stuff, you can hit me up. Hit that link tree. It has all my contact information in there. Anybody looking for some cool old dog merch, you can hit that up. We have the channel memberships up and running if anybody's interested in that. Again, you can check that all out in the link tree. I appreciate everybody that was here. I appreciate the back and forth, the questions and all. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. In the meantime, make sure you get your reps in. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you in the next one. DK, I'm on the way out, brother. Happy New Year to you.